Hey everyone, welcome to another After Sunset Sunday. Glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for going ahead and checking in the chat. I really appreciate it. I see I've got Susan, Joyce, Judy, Melina, and Linda. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. If you're not familiar with me, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you are here. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you don't mind, put a comment in the chat. Let me know you're here. I appreciate it. You do have to subscribe to chat. I know it's a small price to pay, but you do have to subscribe to chat. So how are you all tonight? I see Melina said, hey there, Tammy and Quilters. Thank you. Joy said, hey, Tammy and everyone. Yes, absolutely. Linda says, hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good evening and getting in some sewing like me. Katie Green Quilter says, bounces in. Yes, absolutely. And if you do have a channel, you can do exclamation selfie in the chat tonight, so you can get your link posted into the chat. I absolutely do not mind. Do have that going tonight. In case you got welcome in, Crystal. She says, hi, Tammy and everyone. Welcome in. So, Terry, welcome. Oh, you guys, you're fantastic. Thank you. I'm going to try to talk quietly tonight so I'm not yelling. So we're going to see how that goes. If you see what's on the wall, I was working on sewing yesterday. I have not sewn today. Beauty has gotten her beauty sleep. I have not sewn on her today. I have been writing and writing and writing and writing some more and writing some more. I am trying to get the pattern out by Christmas Day. So that way you guys have time to read over it and be prepared for us to dig into it on in the beginning of the new year. What I think we're going to do is I'm going to, on the second Saturday of the month, I think we're going to do a sew along on the temperature quilt. So if you guys do not have anything ready or prepared by then, don't panic. So second Saturday doesn't put us out until, oh gosh, let me look. Puts us out until the 11th. Oh my gosh, Katie, congratulations. She says she is only 11 subscribers away from 2,400, you guys. That's a fantastic place to be, Katie. Congratulations for getting that far. So you guys, if you've not subscribed to Katie from Greenland Quilter, she's a fantastic content creator to subscribe to. If you're looking for someone to go watch more content for, absolutely put her down. Her link is in the chat, in the live chat. So, and you should be able to see live chat on replay. I think I've got it set up to do that. So you should be able to see that. I do apologize. I'm a little distracted. I am getting my fabrics in line. So who is doing the Stitch in Heaven mystery quilt? Who in the chat is doing the Stitch in Heaven mystery quilt? It is coming up fast. It is on January 1st. Let's see. Katie says, yeah, tell me about it, Shaki. Yeah, absolutely. She says she's so dang appreciative of everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Joyce says, wow, Katie. Yep, I agree. That's incredible. I'm proud of you. That's way to go. Way to go. I'm counting as I go, so I apologize. I am taking number pins. Susan says she is not doing. Yeah, you got a lot on your plate. You're not. You're not exactly in position to do it right now. Crystal says that she's hemming pants. Awesome. I hate hemming pants. You can come hem my husband's pants anytime. I'll absolutely let you. It beats me having to do it. Believe me. I hate doing that. So you guys will get to see these fabrics here in just a minute. I'm going to be pressing. It is a pressing night for me. I'm going to be pressing, and we're going to get that done. You know what? Let me see. No, I'll do it on Sew and Tell, I guess. I don't know. We may try something. I finished that pink and black quilt, you guys. If If you remember me working on the pink and black quilt, that was a free to good home project. I got the border sewn on that yesterday. Oh, welcome in, Jess. She says, hey, Tammy, thank you, thank you. Susan says she finished sewing her Christmas presents, sent out Christmas cards, and actually packed a few more boxes. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Welcome in, Patricia. Yeah, you've done a lot. You have done a lot, Susan. You have done so much. So much more than I have done. So I've been writing that pattern. And I will tell you, there are going to be a lot of edits. So, like, I can't release it yet. It is definitely not ready. It's not even, it's closer to ready than it used to be, but it is definitely not ready. So I don't know exactly yet. Let me make sure I've got the last of this, and then I will put this away, so I can start pressing, and I'll bring you guys over. All right, 1.5 yards. What in the heck is this for? I gotta figure out what this is for, because, all right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is binding and backing then. That's what this has got to be. It's like 5 yards or something. And I got fabric 8. Okay, good. We are good. I've got all my fabrics marked. So if you want to do the mystery, the New Year's Day mystery after the fact, you absolutely can. You just need to go register, and they'll send you all the information so that way you can get the pattern still and still be able to do it after the fact. Judy says that she'll be working on her Crown Royal quilt, and she received t-shirts for another quilt that needs to be done by March. Oh my gosh. Katie says that they had a blizzard for many hours today, y'all. Oh, thank you, Susan. She says, show your love for Tammy. Give her your thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in, Candace. I don't know if I said hi to you before or not, but hi. Welcome in. Welcome in, Lorraine. I did miss you a little bit, but I'm not missing you now. Welcome in, Diana. Welcome, welcome. Or as Debbie likes to say, Deanna. You correct me however you want me to say it. Welcome in, Rose. Katie says, yeah, what Susan said, there's 19 in here. Let's get those legs up to 19. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I have been, and I'm going to transition you guys over. So you're going to see you're going to see the camera, okay? Candace says she's working on 16 triangle pouches for a quilt retreat that she's going to next weekend. Awesome. So the quilt that's on the wall is the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt for April. So I went ahead and got a start on that. And what else did I do? I sewed the last of the partial seam blocks, those white and black ones. If you guys remember that quilt. I sewed the last of the blocks. They are going to need trimming up before I go to anything else. Putting water in my iron, you guys. I'm sorry. Welcome in, William. He says, hello, everyone. Yeah, you guys, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. So I spent 4 hours today at the library. I spent, probably 5 yesterday. And the library will be open more hours tomorrow, so I will probably be there for a good probably 6 hours if I can make it. Just in the process of writing. I'm gonna move this closer. Let me move stuff around. I am making a mess over here, I tell you. I had to sew yesterday. I had to sew. I needed some sewing time. So let me see if I can pull it up on my phone, and I will show you guys what I did yesterday. Yep, I can pull it up. Okay. So we're going to show it on here, if it will show. Okay, it's very washed out. I do apologize. It's incredibly washed out. But that is the pink and black quilt. If you guys can see the pink and black and green in there. So that quilt is now completely pieced. The top is completely done. I'm going to have to find... Oh, welcome in. It's Kennedy. She says, hello, Alabama and everyone. I just realized the day and time. Yep, right? Jess says she's finished with her Vlogmas quilt. She's going to try and finish some other projects before starting a new one. Ugh. Yeah, I need to finish that pattern before I start anything else. But you know me, I've got to finish, I've got to do something. I can't be working on the pattern because you guys won't understand what I'm rambling about and going on about until you guys see the pattern. So I'm limited. I gotta do it in a way that will make sense for you guys. Candace says that she really needs to clean her sewing room. It looks like a tornado went through here. I had to do that the other day. Jess says, "Oh, that's a beautiful quilt. Thank you, thank you." I wanted to get the project box empty, so now the project box is empty, and I thought I had in mind what I was going to put in it, and I'm not sure that I do because I've got so many projects. So I think what's going to happen, and I'm moving a second ironing board. Welcome in, Laura. Welcome in, Judy. Oh my gosh. Judy says that she's just through taking care of hubby, so she's able to stay for a little while. Awesome. Glad you can make it. I'm moving another ironing board over here so I can move my iron off the ironing board and have a place to put it. Gives me a little bit more room to spread out. And I am like cramped now, but that's okay. Good question, Patricia. She's asking Laura how she's feeling. Yeah, I second that question. I second it. William says that he's working on his everything he's made in 2024 video. So far, it's only half an hour. That's okay. That's okay. I'm more than making up for that. Truth be told. Actually, we're going to have you guys guess. Welcome in, Rob. Glad to see you. He says, hello, team. Y'all can't stay, but wanted to wish everyone a blessed and happy holiday. Thank you. I am going to go live on Christmas Eve, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We are going to chat, and I'm going to have tea, and yeah, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything strenuous. I might sew. I don't know. We'll see what the day holds. We'll see how I'm feeling by Christmas Eve. I'm definitely drained. But no, so I write better at the library than I do anywhere else because it's quiet and I don't have my own computer and my own things to get into and my own distractions. So I do a little bit better writing at the library, but the only problem is at the library, there's also been this one gentleman there, and I don't know if it's the way he copes with his mental health or what the deal is, but he like gets up and paces around the entire floor and eats sandwiches and caramel apples and he's pacing and walking and talking all at the same time, and the walking doesn't bother me, but the talking definitely does because his voice carries, and it carries into the study rooms that I'm going into. So I don't know what the deal is with this gentleman, but he's definitely a distraction, but everything else is doing pretty good. Laura says that she's hanging in there. She's hoping to hear something tomorrow from the insurance. Fingers crossed. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got so much on your plate with all that. Katie says she's probably going to go live Christmas Eve and day 2, unless I get invited to someone's house. That makes sense. Let's see. Jess says, thinking of you, Laura, praying you have a good report. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think we're all thinking of you, Laura. You've had a rough 2024, rougher than a good majority of us. I won't say the roughest, but rougher than a good majority. So, I'm going to add a little bit more starch down here. So I am pressing these in backwards order. I have not, I want a little bit more starch on this one. I have not started pressing or cutting anything for the New Year's Day mystery. And, okay, so what I was going to say about this, you guys, I apologize. Brain is like, has taken a hike and has left the room. So, you guys are getting my brain completely fried. I picture that commercial from the 90s where they crack the egg and it's in a frying pan and this is your brain on drugs kind of commercial. Like, that's not what's happening. I'm not on drugs. I am not taking anything illicit. But that is exactly where my brain feels like it should be. It is just that fried right now. My trash can is stuck underneath and it's starting to bug me. So I'm moving it. I thought I was moving it. We're going to see if I can move it. Alright, we're going to move the lid separately from the rest of the trash can. Here we go. Oh, I'm hitting the tripod. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, you guys, I don't need the lid right now. So the lid is going somewhere. Can you tell that I'm brain fried? If you can tell I'm brain fried, put a thumbs up. Oh. Okay, so New Year's Day mystery. I am going to do a Zoom. I will have the Zoom link set up before our Christmas Eve live. So don't panic because I don't already have it set up. It will get set up, I promise. You do have to be a subscriber in order to get into the Zoom, but there's no charge. You do not have to work on the mystery quilt. So if you are just needing a place to go on New Year's Day, you absolutely can. Rose is having to go into work now. Wishing joy and happiness through the holidays. Good night. Thank you so much, Rose. Thank you for being here for a few minutes. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good work shift. I am going to host that New Year's Day live. We'll talk about New Year's Day traditions, and we'll watch Rob and Tiffany, and I'll be stitching on the New Year's Day mystery. And if you are doing the New Year's Day mystery, then you can stitch on it too. All of the good stuffs. So, is there anybody that is doing the New Year's Day mystery? Because I've heard a couple people that are not. I know why Susan is in a position because she moves the very next day. But is there anybody that is going to be on or wants to be on the New Year's Day Zoom? And it's not going to be broadcast on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about your face or your sewing room or whatever being out in public. Patricia is doing it. Yay! Jess says she needs to find the email with Rob so she can start getting her fabric together. Okay. If you go into your email box, search for the word stitchin', or you can search for the word heaven. It'll come from info@stitchinheaven.com. Welcome in, Jennifer. She says, hey, y'all. There's my southern accent. Oh, welcome in, welcome in. We are preparing our fabric for the New Year's Day mystery. This is my fabric 8. So I am Team Rob, but I've always been Team Rob, but you can always work on you can work with any colors you want to. Judy says, as long as I can work on something different, I'll be there. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is not a problem at all. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to work on a mystery because, you don't know what it's going to look like until it's done. I've done the last 2 mysteries. The 2 mysteries ago was New Year's Eve, and then last year was New Year's Day. And Patricia's Team Tiffany. Yeah, I'm kind of a Team Tiffany person, but I want the speed of Team Rob, so I'm like a halfway between the two. I do need some more Quilts of Valor, so I am Team Rob this year for the colorway. But my fabrics don't match, exactly to what they picked. So, welcome in, Pam. She says, good evening, Tammy and all. Welcome, welcome. So your colors don't have to match exactly. So my mystery 2 years ago, I was in the boat of, I knew I was going to be moving in, 4 months. I was 4 months away from moving. And I wanted to make a quilt top, and that was my Jess's Team Rob every year, yep. So my thing is, that year, my thing was I wanted to use something in my stash. Like, all I had was what was in my stash. So I went and I started digging through my Christmas fabric. Now, I have a lot more stash now than I did back then. So, like, now, could I absolutely put together an entire quilt from stash and, do a completely different colorway? Oh yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Definitely could. Pam says that she'll probably be driving home New Year's Day, so probably won't make it. That is okay. That is okay. If you want to come join when you get home, if we're still going, you are absolutely welcome to. And if not, no worries. No worries whatsoever. And, that's one of the things I do like about the New Year's Day mysteries from Stitch in Heaven. Because they do broadcast it on YouTube, then you can't win the giveaways after the day. You have to be there that day to win the giveaways. I've never won, so, don't count me as a winner. I've never won. But you can replay it later. You just, all you need to do is sign up for the mystery, and they will send you the fabric requirements. They'll send you pre-cutting. And if you have a chance to do that before the pattern drops, great. If not, then once the pattern drops on New Year's Day, then you will have everything you need. And then watching the live is going to walk you through how to assemble everything. So you don't have to try to figure any of it out on your own. You can watch them do it. And the nice thing about replay is you can always pause it. I love pause. Let's see. Pam says, you won earlier today from Ian, didn't you, Laura? Oh my gosh. You were winning like all over the place, Laura. You need to win some stuff for me. How about that? You win some stuff for me this time. No, I'm just kidding. I need that kind of luck. I need to win. I got some stuff that I need to win. So we're going to hope and pray that I eventually win. Oh, congratulations. I don't know what you won, but congratulations. I think this one is one of the, well, no, it's not the largest fabric. The white is definitely going to be the largest fabric that I've got. So what I was going to say. All right, so let's say you want to pull from your stash. Yes, absolutely. Terry says, Laura can use some goodness coming your way. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not discounting that. She can just pass the extra, the overflow off to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not stealing anybody's good luck. Don't ever, no. That's bad luck to steal somebody's good luck, so no, I'm not doing that. I do believe in a little bit of, it's not really superstition, but it's kind of karma. So no, I don't wish bad on anybody. That does not happen around here. I don't do that. But so, what was it? What was I going to say? Oh my gosh, I got lost for a minute. I definitely got lost for a minute. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. Yeah, you guys like my rambling? I'm going to be good at it tonight. It's a rambling night. You guys can always help me along. I promise I don't mind. So when you are choosing fabrics, if you are choosing from your stash, because this is a mystery and you have no idea what you're going to get, choose things with small prints. Don't choose anything with an overwhelming print. So like this panel piece right here with the big text print, you would not want to use that in a mystery quilt. Trying to think what else you guys can see. You guys really can't see most of the other ones right now. You really don't want to choose anything that's going to have a very strong, overwhelming print. Everything that I have is a print of some sort. So I do not have any solids that are going into this quilt. These all have prints, but they are all muted or they're very small prints. Welcome in, Christina. She said dog was not feeling good and woke me up, so now I can watch you live. Oh, perfect. Well, not perfect for the dog not feeling good, but perfect that you can watch me live. I appreciate it. Glad you came over to my side. Yeah. So the first year I chose, and it's actually up on the wall right now, so I can't pull it down because it's up high. It's out in my dining room. So the first year I picked all of my Christmas fabrics. Like I went through and just picked every Christmas fabric I had. And then I started reorganizing them and figuring out which ones I had enough yardage of to match the pattern requirements. And that's how I came up with my fabrics. So I literally chose I chose a theme. I chose Christmas. And then based off of what yardage I had, that's how I determined what fabrics I was going to be using. And I actually have some other fabrics that could have gone into the quilt, but I didn't have enough that looked good together with it. So that's kind of the deal, is when you pick for a mystery quilt, or let's say you're picking for a quilt and you're trying to choose fabrics to make somebody's pattern your own. So like you've got, I don't know, let's say, okay, you know what, there's a good example that I just thought of. If you've never done a Bonnie Hunter quilt before, Bonnie Hunter quilts are very time intensive, and they're supposed to be using your scraps. Like Bonnie gives you instructions for, how much scraps you need to pull to make the quilt. She doesn't give you like flat yardage, she gives you scrap yardage. So, you might have, 2 yards of scraps in one color and, another half yard in that color, and that gives you the 3 that you need for that color. Or you might have all half yards, or you might have a couple of fat quarters, and that's, 2 fat quarters is going to make a half of a yard. So you do that until you come up with the yardage to make a quilt from Bonnie Hunter. Bonnie Hunter quilts tend to cut things really small. So you will have cuts that are 1.5 inches possibly. So I recommend when you pick if you're going to do a Bonnie Hunter, that you always pick small prints. So this is it's a print, and it's blue swirls. Some of the swirls don't show up as well on this camera. Maybe I'm trying to see if I can get it right. There we go. So it's those kinds of swirls on here. That is not the correct color that's showing up in the camera. This is much more accurately the color. But this is all little blue swirls, and this would be perfect for a Bonnie Hunter because it's not overwhelmingly any different color. It kind of reads as a solid. And that's one of the things that I recommend when you are picking colors to substitute. Unless you have a pattern that has a focus fabric, they want you to have a focus print. Like that pink and black quilt had the pink print, pink and white and black and green print on it, and it was very big and bold. When you're dealing with something like that, that you need to have a pattern that uses focused fabrics. You do not want to put that into like a mystery quilt or something where you're going to be cutting it small that you don't know what it's going to look like, because you are going to end up with a quilt that is very uneven and very hard to grasp. All right, so there is my, well, there we go. Where am I going? There we go. There's my little number 8. So this is fabric 8. Let's see, what did I miss? Laura says I tried not to feel sorry for myself, but I was pretty blue today. I gave in and told my daughter I'd accept her offer to host Christmas. It'll be the first time in 34 years we aren't hosting. You know, that happens. That happens. So my husband, and you apparently have my husband's kind of luck. My husband has been missing Alabama, like really homesick, you guys. He's had it rough. I mean, I do not miss Alabama like he does. He's definitely missing Alabama, like something fierce. And so he's even told my parents that he's missing Alabama. Like, that's how bad he's missing Alabama. And that's fine, you know, it happens. You get homesick for the place you grew up, you know, and spent most of your life. I get it. I'm not in that same boat with him. I don't miss it. But he's been missing Alabama so bad. So I think that the weather gods have seen that he is missing Alabama and have granted him some Alabama weather. Because that's what we're having. We're having Alabama weather. It was warmer here today than it was where my parents live. Christina says it's always fun to watch the lives. Hi, everybody. Aw, yes, thank you. It is fun to watch the lives. I like lives better. Laura says I'm always excited for all of the winners, but was super excited that I won today. It was really the bright spot this month. Perfect. That's perfect. Oh, Christina's in Sweden. Awesome. Laura says, Susan, I definitely will, hoping for before Christmas, but if not, at least before the end of the year. Yeah, you definitely need some good news from the doctors. Christina says, I agree with the Bonnie Hunter pattern. I've made 3 of her mystery quilts. I only made 1, but I do download them, or I do try to download them. I haven't downloaded them all, but I have downloaded some of them. I am so busy with all of my quilting and all of my projects that for me to take on a Bonnie Hunter and not know what it looks like in advance is taking a huge risk and putting myself on a timeline that I know right now I don't have the energy to do. Oh, Susan says that she really dislikes working with insurance companies after the cancer center had to argue with my insurance over her septum treatments I got for a year to save my life. They would agree eventually. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That is crazy. I do not know. I am having an insurance change at the end of the year. I got informed, and it's out of my control. I got informed, probably about a week and a half ago, maybe, something like that. Like right before I had Jess and Alicia and Kathy like helping carry me through the week. I got informed that my insurance was going to end at the end of December and that I was not going to have insurance starting in January, or I won't have my primary insurance. And my secondary insurance is kind of a cost sharing program. So I'm going to end up paying a lot, and their deductible is $3,000 a year, which is out of my reach. And that's, you know, even assuming that they will cover what all I'm taking and the doctors that I'm going to and all of that. So I've had to make some applications and see what I can get approved for. But yeah, I got dealt a hard blow with that. And so my medications may start changing in January. So we're going to see how much I can keep myself alive starting in January. Awesome, Judy. But Laura, she was thrilled that Laura won today. Yep. Katie says a U.S. gunship accidentally shoots one of their own jets out of the sky. Yeah. I haven't read the news. I stay away from the news because my husband and my dad read all of it for me. And I'd like to actually feel like I'm listening to something new when they tell me something. So it is what it is. The pilot survived. That's good. Awesome. Laura worked in medical billing for 10 years. I fought with insurance companies every day. Their goal is not to pay. It's very sad that people have to go through that. Yeah, it's crazy. So it was a perfect gift. Awesome. Yeah, I don't watch the news, you guys. I mean, okay, I will say I do occasionally watch the news. Don't count me as I'd never watch the news. It's not a never issue. But I have some people in my life, my husband and my dad, who watch all of the news. Oh, you're fine, Terry. You're not that late at all. And you're never late. You're always on time. We're not doing anything super important tonight. We are pressing fabric for the New Year's Day mystery. So you guys are getting to preview my fabrics for the New Year's Day mystery. This is one of the few things that I needed to get done. And I sewed yesterday. I sewed quite a bit. So like the library closed at 7 yesterday. Or did they close earlier? No, they closed at 5 yesterday. They closed at 5 today, but they closed at 5 yesterday. And so I came home, and when I came home, I really did not want to look at my pattern anymore. I needed to take a break. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried to write a pattern before. A lot of the patterns that I write are not very intensive, not very labor intensive to write. They're, 1 or 2 pages of instructions, and the rest is pretty darn simple. This pattern is going to have workbooks to carry you through, because you're going to need them. You're going to need the workbooks. So I am having to write the workbooks, and I'm writing all of the spreadsheet, or I'm having to do all the spreadsheets for it. Like I'm doing all of it. And I'm doing it all from scratch because none of this was pre-written. It's not borrowing anything. I mean, the only thing it's borrowing is the AccuQuilt templates or the AccuQuilt pieces. Everything else is original. So this one is this blue swirl. This is my dark. So this is still enough of a muted print that from a distance, you're going to just see a dark blue or darker blue. Okay? So up close, you'll have visual interest, but from a distance, it's going to be a dark blue. So that is fabric 7. Judy says when she was younger, she never watched the news, but now that she's older, I watch the news daily. I figured I turned into my parents. Oh, Susan says, as soon as the insurance companies began to want profits instead of helping their insurers, things got bad. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'll put it this way. Part of the problem that I see with our country, and this is me and my political opinion, so you're welcome to disagree with me as much as you like, okay? I will not take offense. And let me shake up the rest of my starch that I've got made, because I'm going to probably need it tonight. I'm definitely going to need it tonight. Pam says she agrees with Judy. Avoided the news for many years. Now that I'm debating on retiring within the next year, I find myself watching it too much. So here's my thought. And, again, this is just me. You are welcome to disagree with me. I will not take offense. But honest to goodness, I think, and this is, again, it's my opinion, if the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, so if Congress was forced to have the same health care coverage that veterans have. It would fix the VA healthcare system. And if the Senate and Congress was forced to be on Medicare, or governmental provided insurance, that would fix a lot of the other problems we have with healthcare, the healthcare system. Now, private healthcare, like when you buy through your employer, oh my gosh, that's like a whole nother ballpark. I absolutely hate private healthcare insurance, so I'm thankful that I'm not in that boat, having to deal with that. But it's ridiculous that those with no choices are being subjected to healthcare coverage that rich and powerful or influential people don't have to understand. They don't have to live with it and understand it. And I'll give you an example. Yeah, they wouldn't do without Katie. They wouldn't. So just as an example, one of the healthcare problems that I have is it would absolutely, and my doctor agrees with me, it would absolutely wreak havoc on my body for me to get pregnant. Absolutely wreak havoc. Absolutely cause like all kinds of hellacious problems. One of the medications I was put on in last part of 2023 will not be out of my system until the last part of 2025. If I were to get pregnant now, because I haven't been given a reversal drug to get that drug out of my system, because I wasn't trying to get pregnant, so there's no need for me to get the reversal drug. But let's just say if I were to find myself pregnant, the baby would have severe health complications, potentially risking my life as well as the baby's. Now, Medicare will not cover me getting any kind of contraceptive that I can take. The only contraceptive that they would cover me getting would be oral contraceptive. But with my other medications, I can't take that. So, because the only contraceptives that a lady doctor, gynecologist, would prescribe for me to prevent pregnancy, because I'm not under any other classification allowed to have that medication. Like, I'm not under any other classification to need that medication for another kind of condition other than contraception. My healthcare coverage would not cover it. So basically, I'm left in the lurch of I have to foot the bill, figure it out myself, all of this other stuff, to take care of not getting pregnant myself. That's all on me as the taxpayer or as the insured, because even though my healthcare coverage would cover a contraceptive option, they won't cover the contraceptive option that I can take or that I could get and that would be effective for me. And there's no appeals I can go through because it is a hard and fast rule that cannot be appealed. Because, again, there's no underlying causes to require the other types of contraception. So, like, it was written by a guy. I'm just going to say it that way. It is written by a guy. Katie's, let's see, Susan says they should walk in the 99% of this country's shoes. I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. We need average Americans running the country, not rich people. The problem is, and I was talking about this with someone the other day, the problem is right now our education system is so tanked at the moment. We have kids graduating high school that cannot list the 50 states or the capitals of those 50 states, and they do not realize that Puerto Rico is part of the United States as a territory. They do not realize that Washington, D.C. is the capital of the country. Like, there's a lot of things, like, you can go to the on the street, question people that, you know, do all these surveys or whatever, and go out and asking just people on the street these questions, and they really have no idea the answers, and these people have graduated high school, and it's really incredibly sad. So they're dumbing down our next generations through the education system and basically locking us in. Let's see. Pam says Congress and House should also have to grow up and handle our money better. You know, they don't teach us how to manage money in high school anymore. So where do you think they're going to learn how to manage money? I'm sorry. That's my smart butt answer. Judy says, when I retired, we went with the Plan G. This way we won't have to deal with so much prior approval prior to treatment. I don't have to deal with it on a lot of things, but that I did. And that just broke my heart. Katie says, I'm so thankful that I have health care and medicine and I don't have to pay for out of pocket. If I was still in the States, I would have no insurance and it would be hard getting treated for my asthma stuff that I have had from birth. Yeah, I understand that. I do. And, you know, I don't disagree that it's a good thing to have the option to leave the country to do it. Because you were able to do it. But we are stranded, so we would not be able to move if we wanted to. It would not be an option for us to leave the country. Andrea, welcome in. She says she's been watching on her TV while she ate her dinner, but she's on her computer now, so howdy. Thank you. Yeah, you can come rub my shoulders, Andrea. I've been doing the pattern writing. Oh. This one's gonna be a big one. You guys. And I do already have a start on our February freebie. So, in case you guys are wondering, that's when the freebies will start back up. The freebie patterns. Like the every 2 months freebie patterns. And we're going to start back up in February. So, your next freebie pattern coming from me will be in February. Katie says, oh, gotcha. Yeah, I understand that. Susan says, sports have in some ways screwed education. The first time the district I was in as a student had a double levy failure. Did they cut sports? No, they cut music, art. Yes. Yeah, they do. They cut everything that is not a money-making opportunity. Sports is a money-making opportunity. I mean, high schoolers in Alabama, or high schoolers are now getting paid to play, which is crazy. And all these college kids are getting paid to play now. I mean, my husband looked, and back where we're from, he was looking at the football coaches' pay. And it's double. Being a football coach pays double of what a regular teacher salary pays. Welcome in, Lori. Glad you made it. Yeah, so, like, you know, it was like the coach was getting paid for having the second job of coaching. And that's not the way it was when many of us were young. It was, you know, the coach did it because the coach enjoyed doing it. And they might have gotten, like, an extra little bit. But they, you know, well, okay, so Katie says that they should get paid to play, and there's a lot of people who will agree with you. I will not be one of them. And here's why I say that they should not. They will get paid at the pros. Why should rich people make money off of athletes who play? No, I get that. I'm not disagreeing with that part. But that should go... It should go back into the school in other aspects. It shouldn't just stay in the athletics program. So I'm not... The problem is with athletes getting paid, now the coaches have to be paid more. And the ticket prices are now going up. So it's a waterfall effect that people are just now starting to see the start of it. So here's my problem. When you go to school, when you go to high school, let's start with high school. When you go to high school, your goal should be learning, and your goal should be grades, and your goal should be getting your high school diploma, and maybe getting a scholarship to college, to play sports in college. Okay, that should be your reward for playing in high school. Because they are now paying college players, many states, I don't know that all of them have, but many states, Alabama is one of them, have started allowing high school students to be paid. So it's instead of if you want to buy a car when you turn 16, or after you turn 16 you want to buy a car, you have to get a summer job and you have to work after school and work weekends and do all of this other. That is going away because these high school kids are getting paid to play high school football, to raise money for their schools. But it's not just raising money for their schools, it's raising money to pay them, and it's raising money to pay their coaches. And, it is raising money for the school for them to play sports, but it's also paying the athletes. So instead of the athletes playing sports because they want to, because those athletes are minors, they cannot legally contract business to earn that money themselves. So they have to have a parent or guardian to do that for them. If you guys have not seen the movie Blindside, Michael Orr and the Tuohys, and yes, there's a whole lot of scandal about the movie and the relationship Michael had with the Tuohys. Like there's a whole lot going into it now that we didn't know when the movie originally came out. Okay, but one of the things that Michael's adoptive parents got accused of was that they were putting him, or that they were having him apply to this college because that was their alma mater, and that they were getting paid for him to play. They were getting paid money for him to play football. Now, was he getting paid in high school? No, he wasn't getting paid in college either because the rules were different then. But let's say Joe Smith is going to XYZ high school. He's underage. He's under 18. He can't contract business on his own. So his parents have signed to let him earn money for playing high school football. But Joe Smith doesn't want to play high school football. He wants to be in the band. But at home, he's getting bullied by his own family because they want the money that him playing high school football will bring in. That's one problem. Okay? The problem in college becomes if you earn how many ever dollars in high school playing high school in college playing college football, where's the grades requirements in order to be able to play? There's not. I mean, even if there's a grade requirement, you know what you got to do? Enter the transfer portal and go somewhere where it doesn't require as much. You know, there's no loyalty to your college. You're not choosing to be at that college because you like that college. There's no loyalty there. It is all about who's going to pay the most and give me the most play time and give me the most time in front of the camera. And that is the wrong reason to be playing a contact sport like football. I know it's inevitable. I know I can't change anything just by saying my little piece, but that's my deal. Let's see. Kay says, here in Greenland, kids starting in high school all the way through college get paid to stay in classes. Yeah, but see, they're not getting paid to stay in classes. They're only getting paid for playing the sports. That's the problem. They're not getting paid to stay in class and go to class. They are not getting paid for that. They could, if they're one of those kids that can sleep through their classes and still make an A, they're still getting paid for it. They're still getting paid because they're playing. Like they're playing that sport. They're getting paid for sports. So, Pam says high school and college players should still be unpaid. Agreed. Because again, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty whatsoever. This is my fabric 5, you guys. It is like a basket weave. There we go. It's a basket weave fabric, but it reads pretty solid. Let's see. Susan says, my dad was an educator. I grew up seeing how important education is, not just for students, but for the community, states, and this nation. When education takes a back seat, you get what happened in Germany after World War II. Yeah, absolutely. Or World War I, yeah. Laura says, Pam, I agree. Student athletes generally don't pay for their tuition. They get a free education. My kids weren't student athletes, and their educations was super expensive. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, I feel like it's not... And this is kind of me, so, bear with me. It's very political in this, and I apologize, because I'm not normally a political person. I don't try to do political conversations on my channel, but today we're going to make an exception, because I'm tired. So, I had a 3.85 or something like that, GPA. I came from a private school, and I qualified for no scholarships whatsoever. There should be scholarship money out there for people who are trying, that are willing to put in hours, willing to put in the effort. There should be scholarship money out there for people who are trying, not just for people who can write the best essay. Or who have the best throwing arm, or play the best clarinet. Like, there should be money out there for that. And countries that do invest in their students first have a more educated society as a whole, and tend to have lower crime rates. It's not a guarantee that they have lower crime rates, but they tend to have lower crime rates. And their economy tends to thrive, unlike what we're seeing here in the United States, where our economy is suffering so badly and we're all fighting about it. Because, you find me a place where we're not fighting about it, then we'll go. Let's see, Katie says her 2 girls had to pay for theirs too, just like I had to pay for mine. We don't have rich donors to take care of our college fees. Yep. I mean, and that's kind of the thing is, you have to be exceptional to get a break. Susan says, I did work study, student loans, and a Pell Grant to get through college. I didn't get a Pell Grant because I went out of state. Pam says, when I graduated high school, I couldn't afford college, so I joined the Navy. Life has been my college. Yeah, I can understand that. I would not have cut it. I would not have made it in the military. At least I admit it. I would not have made it in the military. Oh, I would not have made it. Would not have been a good environment for me. I would have gone from one set of, expectations to a totally different set, and yeah, my brain would not have computed. I would have excelled academically in a military branch, but I would not have excelled on any of the physical levels if I could have even passed the exams to get in. I was not, and have never been, one of those people that could pass the PT exams. Laura says, Pam, thank you for your service. Yes, absolutely. Agreed. Oh, that's awesome, Katie. See, Terry says she went to college as an adult learner, full-time at night, working full-time during the day. I did, so when I was working for Verizon, because I worked for Verizon for a few years. When I was working for Verizon, I actually went back to college for my master's. I started my master's. I ended up having to withdraw because my physical disabilities were getting the better of me. And it was making doing college and working basically impossible. So I ended up having to drop out of the master's program. But I was doing that through Verizon. Verizon would pay for you to go to college. Why is this bottle does not like me. I need to wash it, apparently. Andrea says she's still paying on $160,000 of her student loans, and she's been retired for 10 years. I'll probably die still owing on those loans. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I mean, that's one of the stupid things here in the United States is, we end up owing so much for our education, and maybe we can pay it off. Some kind of military service, some of these kids would come back better human beings. Oh, I don't disagree. And I think if I'd been raised knowing that I had to go into the military, it would have been different. I was definitely not raised in the mindset of I will have to go into the military. And I was not raised with the mindset that women go into the military. So, yeah, Katie says that her son wouldn't have made it through the military. Yeah. I mean, I would not have probably made it. And mine would have been physical issues, not anything else. Mine would have been physical. But maybe I would have been disqualified. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what my life would be different like if I had gone through the military. But I don't disagree that, having a wider net and collecting more kids to go into the military and promoting it as prestigious as it used to be would not be a bad thing for our country. Because right now, I question our military. Exactly. Yeah. Terry says, but military is not good for all young men and women. Yeah, it wouldn't have been for me. I'm not saying that, I would have, completely tanked out, but I probably would not have done very well. I would have been too scared to, drop out of it. So, I would have forced them to push me out, but then again, I probably would have pushed myself to be more than I can physically do. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, Susan. She's talking about her daughter's loans as well. I mean, that's crazy to me that we have so much student loan debt here in the United States. But that also comes back to, it comes back to if, our politicians, if all of our politicians had to go through the military, or all of our politicians had to, you know, be on our government health care, or, you know, had to pay their student loans off by themselves with the kinds of jobs that we're able to get right now, yeah, things might change. And it wouldn't be just like the student loan forgiveness stuff that not everybody qualifies for. It's just crazy to me. Just crazy. Just crazy. Can you guys can't see this polka dot, can you? This just looks like white, doesn't it? This has like little, it's not like a set polka dot like that red was that I did. I did a red polka dot, yeah. It's not a set polka dot. It's kind of like a splotchy polka dot. You probably can't see it on the camera. Awesome, Laura. She says that neither of her kids would have done well in the military either, but they managed to get scholarships. Yeah. I mean, I tried. I applied so many places. I was reading books I had no business reading. I was writing essays. I did everything that they said that you were supposed to do. And yeah. I also didn't get into the colleges of my choice because it was a private school and they weren't accredited with like the same kind of accreditations that like the public schools, the high schools in my area were accredited with. So like my standing was like lower quality because of the high school I went to. I mean, like I would have gotten into a Christian college probably easier than I got into the college that I got into, or the colleges I tried to get into. Because I got into Mississippi State easily, thankfully. I had the right qualifications for Mississippi State, but I didn't have the qualifications for any of the other schools I applied to. Susan says the boys down to greed, pure and simple greed, corporate, collegiate, and personal. Yep. No arguments here. No arguments here. So, 2025, you guys, is probably going to be mostly a no-buy year for me. We're going to see how much of my stash I can sew through in a year without buying anything that I don't have to buy. Lori says she was too busy to respond, but raised a professional athlete. Someone was a top 10 in Canada for a sport, and no sponsorships to provide money, help, but for lots of parts, not easy. No. Professional athletes do not have it easy. I'm not saying that they do. I mean, they've got a lot of, a simple ankle injury could take a professional athlete out of, qualifying for scholarships and all of that. Or qualifying for money or any kind of funding, and if you can't physically play, you don't qualify anymore. So yeah, they need to have backup plans, but I don't think these kids that are getting paid in high school are going to have those kinds of backup plans. And these college kids that are going to get paid are going to be more likely to risk injuries that they shouldn't risk their body for. They're going to be more risk-taking because they need to keep that money flow going. If that makes sense to you guys. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Okay, misread. Okay, that makes sense. No worries. That's what retracting is for. It happened to the best of us. Yeah, I'm tired, you guys. 4 hours of writing. I'm tired. So please do not panic. If you guys want, can you guess how many words I have written for this pattern? And this is just words. This is not counting diagrams and all the other that's going along with it. Can you guys guess how many words? Take a wild stab. See how many words you think I might have written so far. And yes, I'm going to scale back what I've written. It's going to get edited heavily. I'm curious as to what people think, how many words people think I've written on this pattern. I wrote Monday. Susan says a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But what classifies a lot for you? Pam says too many. Yes. Oh, gosh. Lori says that her son rode for Cirque du Soleil during the Pan Am opening ceremonies in Toronto a few years back. Only paying gig. Oh, I bet. Terry says, oh, I was hoping just pictures. No, there's got to be words. There's got to be words. Oh, 10,000. Please don't write a 49-page pattern. I can't promise. Judy, you're kind of close. You're kind of close. You're not far. I'll put it that way. You're not far. So I will say it might come out printing as like a 49-page pattern, but please do not panic when I say that. Okay. There's diagrams. There's charts. There's a workbook. Okay. There's things making your job simpler. There's also label sheets. There's label sheets. I'm making things. You've stopped printing long patterns. Okay, so here's the nice thing, Pam. With the long pattern. Okay, so yes, it is a long pattern, but you will have instructions when you buy the pattern. Like the fabric requirements page is going to tell you what the minimum pages you need to print immediately are. The rest of it, I don't want you to print every pages. I don't want you to print every page. Because there's options if you're doing it as 2 different variables, and then there's options if you're doing it as 4 variables. So there's pages that you won't need. There's a lot of pages you may not need. But there's pages that somebody else may need. Or if you decide to do it a different way, that you'll need those pages instead of the pages you printed. So yeah, you'll print the workbook, which won't be that many pages. And then we will, like, after you print the workbook, like, we're gonna walk through the workbook. Like, I'm going to do some videos. There's 1 or 2 videos I'm going to record between Christmas and New Year's. So I've got to get recording time in. But I've got to get everything written before I can record. But I'm what am I doing? Sorry. Yes, I'm tired. So you'll get the workbook, or you'll have the workbook, and you print the workbook, and then the workbook tells you, based off of your answers, what pages you need to print. Like, what pages at minimum you need to print. So, yeah. Don't worry. Pam says, cool, Tammy, my printer thinks. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. My printer's about to hate me because I'm going to print mine tonight. I'm going to print the original, everything that I've got written so far right now. I'm going to print that. And then I'm going through it with like a red pen. Crossing out things I don't need. Susan says that she no longer has a printer. Yes, absolutely. That's why, that's part of the reason I'm also scaling it down too. Because there's no sense in you printing 50 pages when you need maybe 25, depending on the way that you're doing the pattern. You might need more if you're doing it, one way. But there's other options. You can do it other options ways. The label sheets you'll probably want one way or the other, but you can, you could do it by scrap paper if you wanted to. So there are other options. So yeah, if you run into problems with how many pages the pattern is, do not panic on me. Contact me and we'll walk through it. Please contact me and we'll walk through it. Because I am going to have to work out the kinks on it, Because it's no fun to get a pattern and then you run out of ink halfway through printing the pattern and you still have other business you got to take care of with that printer. I don't do that kind of stuff. I have been reading, Katie. That's awesome. A coloring page is a great bonus. I'm going to try to do a coloring page. I have not gotten there yet. That is not yet there. I'm working on it. I'm a horrible artist. I'm not good at drawing. So we're just going to leave that there. I've got to find one that will work for what I need and get permissions to use it. So we'll get there. I promise. What I've been doing so far, because I'm also having to hand draw some things that are going into the pattern, so that way you guys have the drawing to understand the instruction. So I've been having to work on that too. So yeah, there's a lot of art left to go. The technical side is almost done. The art side is not close to almost done. So I've got a lot of art stuff to do in the next day or two. Depending on when my local Staples closes or FedEx printer Kinko's Place closes. Oh yeah, absolutely, Joyce. She says it's bedtime. Have a good night, everyone. If I don't see you all, have a very Merry Christmas. Absolutely, Joyce. Thank you. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas. All right, so we are going to pin that. That is fabric 4. All right, so I got 3, 2, and 1 to go. I only have an hour. That's not bad. Plus, if it's a download, there are parts that can be read on the laptop and not needed printed out unless I am way off base in my thinking. Oh, you're absolutely right. You're right. And that's kind of my idea too. So there's going to be 2 options. If you are the type person that wants somebody else to print the entire thing for you, I will offer that option. It will not be as inexpensive as the online download version. The online download version, the price is not changing on that. But I print everything for you and send it to you. There will be an upcharge for that because, the cost of printing plus packaging plus shipping. Okay. So I do not mind doing that part, but you'll be paying for the printing and the packaging and shipping. So if you do want that option, that will be an option. I do not know how much yardage this is. There's a lot of fabric in this. I'm going to see. Let me see if it tells me how much yardage this is. It should. This is fabric 3. Oh, I probably got more than I needed. Okay. I'm just going to say. By the looks of it, I got more than I needed. But, I was probably getting the last of the bolt. I bet you that's what I was doing. Oh, you know what? Let me check the other fabric just to make sure I didn't swap fabrics. The other one is that and that. Okay, nope, I didn't swap fabrics. This is absolutely this fabric. Having to look at my fabric requirement, you guys. And I am going to trim off the extra loose thread pieces hanging off. Gotta love the thread monsters. Terry says only buy downloadable patterns. Oh yeah, you're fine. I don't blame you. That's my preferred method too. You know, I normally buy downloadable patterns. Oh yeah, a download pattern or book is always cheaper than print copy. Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying I offer I will offer it if somebody needs that or wants that option. Like, let's say you're wanting a copy because, you know, you don't have access to a printer, you don't want to care about getting access to a printer, or you might, you know, you're not sure about scaling and all of that. Yeah, that's the reason to pay for the print service. But, you know, you're going to pay for it. So Terry says I'm sometimes a tree hugger, just saying. You're fine. So I guess that begs the question then, Terry. When you are doing paper piecing, are you going to do freezer paper? Are you going to do this pattern? The temperature quilt double wedding ring? And are you going to do it freezer paper method? Because I am thinking about doing mine freezer paper method. I didn't do the first one freezer paper method, but I think I'm going to do this next one freezer paper method. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think I am going to do freezer paper method. My first time around, there was no way to do it freezer paper method. Just saying. There was no way to do it. Because I did not pre-write the pattern. If I had pre-written the pattern and done all the stuff I'm doing now, I do not sew on any of my, or sew on my FPP papers. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do freezer paper. You will need, if you are going to do it, this pattern, you are going to still need the labels. I'm going to say that. You're going to need the labels, or you're going to need to figure out a system to label. And there's going to be a lot of things to label. So, yeah. Because you don't want to get days mixed up. Because we're talking, you know, you're doing 365, 366 days. You know, do you want to possibly deal with that being messed up? Terry says that she made 3 elephant abstractions, my violet craft, with the same papers. Oh my gosh. Well, this paper you're going to be using 176 times, I think. Oh, I knew you meant by, because I've heard of violet craft before. I had not heard of the elephant abstractions pattern, but I had heard of violet craft. Yeah, they have some pretty stuff. I haven't gotten any of their patterns yet, but they have some pretty stuff. I like some of their stuff. I will say this: if somebody wants, you know, to gift me the Labrador, I would from Legit Kits, I would absolutely do Labrador. I love the Labrador, and I would color him Paladin's colors. I'm able to write my notes on my pieces. You might be able to. You might be able to. There's gonna be a lot, though. There's gonna be a lot. I want to see how you do it. So I am doing a drawing. Susan and Katie have already entered the raffle. I'm doing a Super Chats raffle. So if you enter a Super Chat now between the time it's released, I can't talk, you guys. Between the time I opened it and the day I released the pattern, which is going to now be most likely Christmas Day. Provided I get everything done. But between now and Christmas Day, if you put a snap or super chat in, you get entered into the raffle to win. I do have to have 10 super chats before I will be able to do the drawing. But Susan and Katie have already entered it. See, Terry says she has a couple videos on her channel where she doesn't sew on her papers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm looking forward to seeing how you do mine. Are you gonna do the double wedding ring temperature quilt? Is that a pattern you're looking to do? That's the pattern we're talking about, or that I'm going to be releasing. It is a double wedding ring temperature quilt. Pam says, let's see, I think I have her lion pattern. I've collected a lot of yellows and golds. Just not sure I want it that large and new enough at paper piecing. Not sure I can scale it smaller. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So, with paper piecing on scaling, you have to scale all of the pieces at the exact same size. And that's assuming that none of them are odd size, if that makes sense. So, you know, okay. So some people say, like, you know, what am I? My brain is not working, you guys. Pam, did you get the digital copy? Is what Terry's asking. Oh, that's a good question. Terry should know how to scale that, if there is a scale on it. And since I had not done any of those, I could not tell you what the pieces end up looking like. Like if they're full-size pages, like once they're put together, I would think that that's, oh, didn't get the digital copy. Okay. She's got the hard copy. I'm not sure. I can't brain. I fully admit I cannot brain. We're going to hope tomorrow that I have no distractions at the library. That's what we're going to hope for. No distractions. A distraction-free day. I don't think it's going to happen, but we're going to pray for it. That's what we're going to cross our fingers for. Terry says that she scaled her digital copy to 65% and it fits on 8.5 by 11 copy paper. Oh, okay. Well, by that logic, you scale the entire thing, so she should be able to take it to a place that can copy that size paper. Like a print shop that can copy that size paper, and they could scale it. Debate. Thinking. Alright. It's not in the immediate future, probably after retirement. That makes sense. Well, at least now you know what you might want to try. You might want to try scaling it. Now that you know how to do it. Susan says a friend sewed the unicorn and scaled it down. She took her pattern to the UPS store and had them printed out smaller. Oh, okay, that works. And because it's for personal use, you should be allowed to do that with most patterns. I am so looking forward to actually, when you're ready, you can take it to Staples and have it printed smaller. Awesome. That works. Okay. I'm so ready to be done writing. Oh. I have not written this much since college. Or, well, no. I take that back. I haven't written this much since my master's degree. And one of my friends, I said, well, I only wrote this many words today, but I did all of this. And the response was, well, that works. I was like, right? Oh. So the final answer is 11,966 is what I'm sitting at. That is the number of words right now. That is titles and all the random things that I've typed into there. So yes, there's going to be some taking out. So there are not that many words. It's delivered two-sided. Oh gosh. Okay, so you're gonna have to copy it anyway. Gotcha. Terry bought the PDF. Yeah, I have some that were done that were two-sided, and I had to go take them and copy them too. And I don't remember where I had it done. Maybe it was Staples, maybe it was UPS, I don't remember, or FedEx at the time. I don't remember where I had it done, but I have a tube. Yeah, I am going to scale it down, don't worry. A lot of it's me getting out how to do it, not necessarily here's the bare bones of it. So yeah, I know it's a lot. But if I don't get it all out and get it down in my normal language, then there's no way for me to scale it down and to feel like it still makes sense. It's a very detailed pattern though. It really is. And it's kind of along the lines of an Elizabeth Hartman because there's that much going on with it. Susan says, I have a Mariner's Compass FPP that's two-sided. I would like it enlarged instead of scaling it down. Yeah, they should be able to do that too if they can print it that large. You just have to find a copy shop that can print it large enough for whatever scale you need. And one of the things that I found, because I have had to scale up before, is that if you will take it in, they can make it so that, I apologize, I'm finding that I didn't get this folded all the way. So all of your pieces may not need to be printed separate or printed on the same page. So you notate which ones you need, and that's the ones that they focus on printing, and they scale those up. So, but yeah. Yeah, now you guys know why I feel like I've been writing a book. Because I've definitely been basically writing a book, but I don't want you guys to not understand how to do it. And you know me, I talk. So right now it's written in talk language. It's not written in pattern language, it's written in talk language. So my talk language needs to go away and the pattern language needs to come out. But I will get it there, I promise. That's going to be my Christmas present to you guys, is getting it down to a manageable size. And I promise it's not hard to read. Copy shop here can enlarge. Have already spoken with them. Awesome. Yay. How soon are you looking to do that Mariner's Compass, Susan? Because I'm looking forward to seeing that. I actually have a Mariner's Compass embroidery pack, I think. I want to say I do. I gotta look. I think I do. I think I came across it. I think that's why I'm thinking of it, is because I came across it. And it's on my computer. Candace says that she has lots of collage patterns that I own but want to get a copy and not use original. Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's for your personal use, they should be able to do it. Because I wouldn't want to cut into my original as well. It'll be in the spring. Awesome. Whenever they let you move back in. Is that the dates we're looking at? All right, we're down to fabric 2. And then I got one more after this. And I will have all of my fabrics for the New Year's Day Mystery pressed and ready to cut. Of course, I will not have anything cut, but we will get that cut, or I will get that cut before the mystery starts. somewhere. Welcome in, Shelby. She says, hey everyone, happy Sunday night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you made it. All right. So we have been talking about paper piecing patterns. We talked about politics. We're not going back to that topic. And we've been talking about my writing a pattern that temperature quilts. So that will get written, or I'm in the process of writing it. I have a lot of artwork left. A lot of artwork left to do. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else I got left to do. What else do I have left to do? I have artwork. I need to get a coloring sheet in there. That's actually a really good comment. And I've been thinking about it. Believe me, I have. Because I've got a layout sheet that I've been working on. Coloring sheet would be just as helpful. You will actually need the layout sheet too. But I can combine the layout sheet and the coloring sheet. So yeah, we're gonna work on it. I promise. I just have to find an image I'm allowed to use, or I have to draw one, which is going to be a pain in the rear. I will figure one out, one way or another. I will figure something out. So never panic. I am still working on it. I do probably need to go buy whiteout though. Shelby says she's working on a quilt as you go. Crafting apron for my niece. Just waiting on the bias binding to arrive. Awesome. Well, I sewed yesterday when I got home from the library after writing all day. I sewed on that, and I sewed on the pink and black and green quilts. And I sewed on the white. Oh, Terry says, it's still Sunday night, almost Monday morning here. Oh my gosh. Okay, where are you, Terry? A quilting apron. Ooh, yeah. Okay, explain more about the quilting apron, or quilted apron. Or explain the apron, Shelby. Let's do it that way. I cannot word, you guys. I have worded all day. I only wrote 800 words today, but I've worded all day. I have worded all day. Oh, you're in New York. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, see, I get off at midnight your time. I get off of here at midnight your time. Oh. I'm loving these fabrics. I'm so looking forward to this quilt. This will be kind of like a refresh from everything else I've been doing. It's one of those patterns with the pre-printed batting. You sew strips down to quilt as you go. Okay. That makes sense. And it's going to be a crafting apron. Is it like one of the ones like you tie around the neck and then, like, is that why we're needing the bias binding? Or is it just like around the waist kind of thing? I really need to make scrubs, you guys. I really need to make scrubs. Jess or William, do you think if I ask William nicely, he'll make me some scrubs? So I don't have to spend my time doing it. I don't know if you guys are still in the chat. Everybody's being so quiet. It attaches around the neck with Velcro. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll mean it'll be quick to remove too, which is awesome. My husband and I have been doing an advent calendar that is puzzles every day. So once I get off of here tonight, we will do our advent puzzle for the day. Jess is here. Yeah, do you think William will make me scrubs if I ask him really nicely? Like, can he sew from a pattern? She says, I don't know. Well, it never hurts to ask, I guess. Just loaded up on the web. It's a June Taylor one. Oh, okay. Looked it up on the web. June Taylor. I have one of those June Taylor bag patterns that is like, oh gosh, I think it's June Taylor. That's gonna be one of my random Sunday night things, I think. It's not a quilt bag. But it does have like, you can put, I'm trying to think. Do you put batting in it or not? I'm trying to remember. I've made one, and it's in the same colors as the last one I made. Like I bought 2 of them. They were on clearance at Walmart. My niece is developmentally disabled and deaf, so I thought something easy to put on and take off would work well. Yeah, absolutely. I really want scrubs. Oh, Mickey Mouse fabric. That's fantastic. I actually have some Mickey Mouse fabric. I used to have scrubs that I wore in my studio. I didn't worry about the pants. Like, I didn't make scrub pants. I just wore whatever pants I wanted to wear. But I wore scrub tops in the studio. And guys, there's no better place to put your scissors, your phone, you know, all of your stuffs that you like need to carry with you to or from your sewing room. There's no better place than the pockets of your scrub top. And like, I could come in here and work, you know, for like an hour or 2, just put the scrub top on over or instead of whatever I'm wearing, like top-wise, work in the studio for a couple of hours, and then when I leave, I can take that scrub top off and leave it in the studio, and all the threads stay here in the studio. Like, I totally need to do that. Totally need to do that. I agree, Terry. She says that sounds perfect for her, Shelby. Just says reach out to him. I know. I mean, I've got fabrics. I got a pattern. I can absolutely do it. It's just, do I want to actually spend my time to do it? I'm spending so much of my time doing everything else. I have a sweater that I need to make, and I'm not going to knit it. So before you guys think about that, no, that is not happening. I need to just sew it. I have a pattern, and I've got the fabric. I think I even have the thread. Maybe I bought the thread already. I don't know. If not, I have thread. I can find something that'll work. But I have a sweater pattern I need to sew. Jess says that she's loving it. She's actually hiding under the quilt now. That's awesome. I was so glad to get that pink and black thing done. That pink and black quilt. The free to get home quilt. I was so glad to get that done last night because it felt like a win. Sounds perfect, Jess. Says Shelby. Patricia says she wears scrubs all day around work. Love them, but definitely don't want to wear them when I'm home. Well, I don't wear them at work, so that would be the difference. And when I made them a little bit oversized. Like, I didn't need them as big as I made them. I made them quite a bit oversized. So they weren't, like, you can customize how long you want the sleeves. You know, you can customize everything about them. Make the pockets deeper, whatever. I mean, they were just absolutely fantastic for me to wear around the studio. So that I used to have some. I made them. I made 2 different scrub tops. I think I made pants maybe, but I never wore the pants. Like, I never ended up putting the pants on. So when I make them again, I'm not going to make pants this time. I'll just make the tops. But you can do them in all kinds of like quilty colors, and like if I want to embroider, I could like embroider the pockets before I back them, so that the embroidery is like sealed and I don't have like random embroidery like sticking out places, and like it would be soft and comfy. And then again, I wouldn't have threads all over the place. But then I'll need like 4 or 5 of them. Because I'll need to like change out. Alright. I like this print, you guys. It's a polka dot. But it's 2 different kinds of polka dots. I like this one. It's much bluer on this camera. And this is appropriate. This color is not correct. It's very faded looking there. Oh, welcome in, Sean. He says, good day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shelby says, I love my stretchy jersey knits for lounging around. But wow, did they pick up the thread? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm wearing leggings right now. And, oh my gosh. Like, there's so much thread on these leggings. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And, I mean, I'm, right now, like, if I could put a t-shirt on instead of this, like, I should have done that. Because it's still 70 degrees. I've got the window open. And it's like 38 degrees outside. I've got the window open a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. And it's still 70 degrees in here. My neighbors are blasting their heat. And they are cooking me. My upstairs neighbor, I think, has their heat on. So the heat isn't rising anymore. And then my downstairs neighbor definitely has her heat on. So, yeah. Sean says, he's always covered in threads. I need a shirt that says, comes with strings attached. You know, that's what I could totally put that on my scrubs. That would be perfect. We were just talking about, I should make scrubs. A scrub top or 2. I mean, I never wore the pants before. But I used to sew all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys. I totally need to do it now that I'm thinking. Now that I'm like really thinking. I really need to do it because when I go start teaching or start hosting at Quilts of Valor group and the Angel Gowns group up at the fairgrounds, I'm going to have 4-H kids coming in to come help sew. And I'm going to absolutely need, like, something that looks like I mean business. As Susan says, the Guild in Yakima did a Saturday sew-in to sew scrubs for nurses at Children's Village at North Star Cancer Center and the Cottage in the Meadow Hospice Center. Awesome! Yeah, I totally just need to sit down and make myself, like, probably like 4 scrub tops. I just gotta figure out what yardage I want to use. Because it's gonna take yardage. Like, you can't cut it off of fat quarters. But I need to like figure out what I'm gonna cut it out of. So Sean, question, are you doing the New Year's Day mystery from Stitch in Heaven? That is what I'm pressing fabric for. I'm behind. I'm way behind. I should have already had this done. The fabric has been washed for weeks. Sean says the closest thing that he has to leggings and is his thermals. He had them on earlier when he went to the Botanical Gardens light show. It was cold outside. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good reason to wear thermals. When you're going to be outside, that's absolutely when you need to wear them. I just hate, like, the only part about winter that I hate. Oh, welcome in, Kathy. Welcome, welcome. And I got your card. Thank you. And the thing that came with it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are going to be outside, you can dress warm to cover being outside. And then when you're inside, you're too hot. Like, whatever you wore outside is too hot for wearing inside. And that's the only thing I don't like about winter. Like, all the rest of it, winter, I love. See... Candace says get good cheater yardage, that way it'll look like the quilt block but won't be. I do have some cheater yardage. I could repurpose that into, you know, I'm gonna have to match prints, you know that, right? Oh, let's see. Sean says, no, hadn't heard of it. I have enough projects, probably won't. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's from Stitch in Heaven. It's from Stitch in Heaven. It's going to make a good Quilts of Valor. The last 2 I made, the first time I made one, I did, was it the Chinese light Chinese Lantern Light Festival is what Terry's asking. The first one I did in Christmas colors, and then last year's New Year's Day mystery I did in springtime colors because my husband wanted. So the Christmas one we turned into a wall quilt, and then the following year he wanted me to make it springtime so I could replace the wall quilt with the springtime quilts. So I've already made a fall one, so like summer's the only one we're missing, but I need some Quilts of Valor right now, so yeah. we're kind of short-handed on the Quilts of Valor staff right now. Let's see. Sean says that's why I invested in good thermals. It breathes enough inside and nice and warm enough outside. Yeah, the problem is it's 70 degrees in here, so that's a little too warm, even for thermals. Ooh, nice. Sean says, no, Terry, it's not. He's asking where it is. He'd be interested in seeing it. He went to the Norfolk Botanical Gardens. He was here earlier, Terry. I don't know if he still is. Jess is still here. She was, but I don't know if William's still here. Susan says, Joanne's donated bolts of fabrics for the project. Those places we made them for do so much for the community. We wanted to give back. When the gal from the guild went to Joanne's to buy, was told a gift. That's awesome. I probably need to go start asking, but right now my brain is so fried that remembering what I want to say the way I want to say it and having it come out in one sentence, that's a challenge. It moves from state to state. Google it. Okay. It's in Katy, North Carolina right now. Katie's a good 3-hour drive. Oh my gosh. That'd be a long drive just for a light show. The best light show that I've ever seen in person was the Huntsville Botanical Gardens. They did a fantastic job. Now, I would not go during the driving nights. I always went during the walking nights, which was like right after Thanksgiving. Because then you can spend so much time looking at all of them. And the last year we were in Alabama, we managed to take my stepdaughter. And I had to take my electric scooter because I couldn't walk it. But it was fantastic. It was absolutely worth going to. I like the walking nights because you just get to absorb so much more of it for the cost of your ticket. You know, you get to spend time, which is really, really nice. And then Huntsville also has a galaxy of has a tree something or other. I don't remember what else. Those are the two that I remember. Let's see, for 3 years it was walking distance from her home, says so dear. Oh my gosh. Oh. Norfolk only does walking nights now. They stopped the driving about 6 years ago. Yeah. So the Huntsville one, they still have to do the driving nights because there's a lot of people who won't go because it's too much of walking for the walking nights. And the little ones really can't do that much walking. And, you know, when you've got little ones, they either want to be in the stroller, out of the stroller, back in the stroller, out of the stroller. And you're fighting with them the whole walk. And that's a long walk for a little one. So I think that's part of the reason that they offer driving nights is because all the parents with little kids, you know, that was kind of a necessity for a lot of them. But I really think that the walking nights are so much better for the Huntsville show. Now this year they apparently had a new one. And it's out. I don't know if it's like new to Huntsville, but I had not seen the things about it before. They have a new baseball stadium, and apparently now there's a light show out at the baseball stadium, the new baseball stadium. Apparently it's pretty good, and there's like vendors and all that you can shop afterwards or something. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome, Sean. He says that they take the doggos with them as they allow them on Sundays. Yeah. Um, my dog always gets to go because, special special job dog, that kind of thing. But I actually end up trying not to go on the dog nights because there's so many distractions when it's a dog night. But I think the last time I went was actually on a dog night. All right, so that's the last one, you guys. All right, so this is fabric 1, this blue polka dot. This is going to be fabric 2, which is another blue with polka dots. And the flakes are starch, so don't read into it too much. Fabric 3's pen is coming out. So let me fix that. All right, fabric 3 is a basket weave red. Seeing if I can get the camera to focus on it. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. Fabric 4, our 2 are very well behaved, says Sean. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so this is the white on white that I'm using. Let me see if I can get a section of it pulled up so maybe you guys can see through it to see the pattern. Oh, I pinned it together. I pinned 2 layers. All right, because it's a polka dot, but it's not a solid polka dot. All right, so it's like a offset polka dot, if you will, but it's white on white. Okay, let's see, right now it's 2 above 0 right now. Don't like the cold weather. I've lived many years in hot Florida, says Christina. Oh, I can understand that. USS Wisconsin is a good show. They decorated a decommissioned battleship. Oh, that's awesome. If you want another decommissioned ship, the USS Alabama in Mobile is also a good tour. Go below deck and everything else. It's really good. So that was fabric 5. This last red was fabric 5. It's been great listening to you tonight. Gave up making pouches, but got my sewing room clean. Just need a good vacuum. Oh yeah, absolutely. Terry says it's 14 here now. Oh my gosh. This is fabric 6. This is a red with white polka dots. 48 degrees for Kathy. It is 38 according to my one little thing, and then it's 36 according to the computer. So it's still above freezing here, and it should not be. It should be below freezing. This is fabric 7. It's blue. 35 degrees. Okay. 36 here in Missouri. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're colder than me almost. This is fabric 8. Very light blue. Alright, this is fabric 9. I have not pressed it. There's 5 yards of this. This is backing and binding. I went ahead and bought it while I was out getting the fabric. So it is definitely bluer than what the camera is showing. But it's all this like woven pattern. Shelby says she really likes fabric 7. 31 in Dallas, Georgia. Oh my gosh. Alright, fabric 7. Yeah, this one, that one, yeah, I really like it too. All of these did come from Joann's, you guys. Susan says it's 34 in Ellensburg and foggy. And Judy says it's cold here, Candace. Yeah, Candace, it is cold. Yeah, you guys do have it cold over in Georgia right now, which is crazy. So crazy. Let me bring you guys off of that camera. There we go. Alright, so this is the stack of the fabrics for the New Year's Day mystery. This backing and binding will get set aside. I may have my husband see if he'll press it for me. And these will go into my project bin. And I will cut them in preparation for the New Year's Day mystery. Candace says that she enjoys the cold weather, Judy. Guess I lived in Pennsylvania too long. I'm in Casper, Wyoming. So let's see. Sean says time for bed. Unlike the rest of my family, I have work tomorrow. Susan says I like that fabric also. I'm certain I've had some. I probably have had some too. I probably have. I just bought all of these all at the same time. Oh, it's 27 where Sean is. Oh my gosh, negative 20 degrees Celsius just north of Toronto. Oh my gosh, yeah, I am in Wyoming. Yeah. Kathy says, Sean, I have to work too, but it's supposed to get even a few degrees warmer here overnight. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. All right, there's less of that water. I don't need that anymore right now anyway, but at least now my thing is empty. So yeah, I've got Pam is working tomorrow, then off until January 2nd. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so we were colder here than my parents in Alabama were colder than I was here today, which is crazy. It should not be happening that way. And my husband has been saying, he misses Alabama. So I think it's all his fault because he misses Alabama so much that, the weather gods have decided to gift him, Alabama weather here in Wyoming. So he needs to stop saying he misses Alabama because we really do need the snow. Laura says that she can't handle the cold. Lived in Arizona for 36 years. Born and raised in Iowa. Way too cold in the winter. My husband said I need to live in a mall where it's climate controlled. I understand that. Yeah, I get off at midnight your time, Terry. Let's see. Kathy has to be at work at 6, but told them only working long enough to get payroll completed. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Susan says, Merry Christmas, Sean. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have a Christmas Eve live. So, Christmas Eve is on a Tuesday. So we are going to do a Christmas Eve live. And I have some things planned. So you will need to stay tuned because I have some stuff planned. And you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. I think it's going to be a very enjoyable evening. We're not going to spend a lot of time Tuesday. It's probably going to be like an hour. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to be bad. But I am going to brew some tea. And Christina says, Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to brew some tea, and we're going to sit and chat. 6 p.m. Mountain, so 7 p.m. your time, Kathy. And I've got a couple things that I'm going to do on Christmas Eve. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. We're not going to do like a whole bunch of like ironing and pressing or whatever you want to call it. We're not going to do a lot of cutting and sewing or whatever. Pam, no worries. There's always replay if you want to come catch it later. She says, sorry I'll miss it going to friends and they have limited internet. Yeah, I'm not doing any giveaways on Christmas Eve because I don't want anybody to feel like they're missing something super important that they can't catch later. So you absolutely can catch it later. Kathy, you're bad. She says, I may have everybody gone by then. Woohoo, maybe I'll fake illness. You're so bad. So bad. So we're going to see, what all I've got going. I am going to, on Christmas Eve, I will have the link up for the New Year's Day Zoom. So even if you're not doing the New Year's Day mystery quilt from Stitch in Heaven, if you want to come sew whatever you've got that you want to work on, that is absolutely fine. You can absolutely do that. I have something on my glasses and it is bothering me. But we'll hang out for about an hour. But I'll get that Zoom link out. So even if you have to come back and catch it on replay, there will be a link in the description box so you can get the link for the Zoom, get signed up and get registered for that. Oh my gosh. Susan says she'll be at her brother's, and then Kathy says, hey, I'm going on no sleep until Christmas Eve, so I'm going to be hyped up on caffeine and Christmas dreams. Yep, caffeine. I've actually been doing really well. I have not been taking caffeine into the library with me most days. I did today. But I've been, doing Powerade and, getting hydrated versus just getting caffeine. So I've been doing good. I've been, behaving a little bit. But, so we're going to do that Christmas Eve. And then what else have I got? The pattern, I'm hoping. Oh, yeah, you're fine, Pam. No worries. She says she'll register and hope she gets home early enough. Yeah, no worries. We'll enjoy spending time with you whenever you get there, if you can. And if you can't, then, we will have missed you. But we will enjoy what little time we get with you if you're able to join. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? Oh my gosh. I get so distracted so easily when I'm tired. You guys can tell I'm tired, right? Let's see. What was it? I may not have my schedule out. I may not have my schedule up yet by Christmas Eve, but I will have it up probably the day after Christmas. Christmas Day is when I'm hoping to get the pattern issued out. So you guys get it as a Christmas present on Christmas Day. So that's my hope. That is my prayer that I can get it done by then. But I will have more information on that Christmas Eve as to see how far I've gotten. Oh, you're fine, Judy. Absolutely. And that's why I'm going to do no giveaways. That way you guys are not feeling like you're missing it. You can always come back for a replay. Kathy says that she's actually still recording. She just put some chili in the freeze dryer, got cheese ball chilling in the fridge, but still don't have the Christmas tree up in the living room. We just went and got our groceries for Christmas Day, so you're good. Terry says that she has a commitment on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I will have a small a live on New Year's Eve as well, but not a long one. Judy says Merry Christmas all. Tracy on Christmas Eve, but daughter's place. Yeah, absolutely. Kathy says that she has a second pot of chili to make for Frito pies on Christmas Eve and cornflake candy to make tomorrow. Maybe I'll get the treat before the family gets here. There you go. And Terry's going to bed. She says stay safe and be well all. Good night. Good night, Terry. Thank you for being here. And actually, with that note, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. If you guys have not hit a thumbs up or like button, or if you've been watching and not chatting because you can't chat because you didn't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. YouTube does actually pay attention. So the more that you guys like, the more that you guys chat, the more that helps, YouTube promote me to get my channel out there and help get other quilters to my quilty world here. So I will have you all here Christmas Eve if you're able to make it. If you are not, and I miss you and you don't get to come see Christmas Eve until Christmas Day, please let me wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you're celebrating this season. Blessings to you. May you enjoy it. Welcome to winter. I'm glad we are here. And I will see you guys. I will see anybody who's able to make it Tuesday night on Christmas Eve for a very special Christmas Eve broadcast. And thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Have a great night and bless